So, and it is lawful for you to marry the daughters of your paternal uncle, the daughters of thy aunts of thy father's side.
That means you can marry. That means you can marry your cousin.
Your first cousin. Okay. So this is from apparently Ibn Abbas's tafsir, right? I don't know if he wrote it, but it's attributed to him, right? And then it says further, and the daughters of thine uncles of their mother's side, from the Banu Abad Manaf ibn Zahar tribe or whatever, right? Who emigrated with thee from Mecca to Medina, who believe in Allah and the divine oneness or whatever. Cool. So that's basically his opinion. He's essentially quoting the verse and essentially making it seem as though it's apparent in its meaning. That's Ibn Abbas. Al-Jalalain says, and the daughters of your paternal uncles, and the daughters of your paternal aunties, and the daughters of your maternal uncles, and the daughters of your maternal aunties who emigrated with us, as opposed to those who did not emigrate. And any believing woman, if she gives herself in marriage to the Prophet, and if the Prophet desires to take her in marriage and asks for her hand in marriage without paying a dowry, right? A privilege for exclusivity, not for the rest of the believers, only for the Prophet. So that's essentially, again, he repeats the idea that you can marry your cousins. Now, my personal favorite, Ibn Kathir. Ibn Kathir says this. He says that
we're making sure that when Allah says you've got no certain knowledge. Anyway,
give me a moment.
I don't know. You don't know who the hell's writing.
Do you know from creation in the beginning we used to murder our family members?
So, hold on. So,
do you know
God never decreed this. Now, come back. Abraham even married his half sister. That's fine.
Jacob married in cousins. You know that,
God,
right?
God didn't decree it. Come back. Now, come back.
Did Jacob, brother? Did Jacob married a cousin?
Two things.
He did.
Two things. The first thing would be that God didn't decree it. He made that decision of his own. That's the first thing. The second thing is God hasn't specified that all the believers can do this. What you have in the Quran is God saying it's halal, which is the problem. So even if one individual did it,
but when Jacob
that's not an issue. But when Allah allows it for all the believers, that's the issue.
When Jacob married his two cousins,
did God tell him to do that?
God allowed it because God already said I'm gonna make a nation out of Jacob.
Did God tell him to do that?
Well, everything is God's willing, right? Everything is God's willing.
No.
So God knows everything. God knows everything.
We don't hold that.
Before it happened.
We don't hold that.
No.
That everything is God's will and that God.
So Jacob had 4 wives. So if God wanted to stop Jacob from marrying his cousin, he would have. But God never stopped it because that was God's plan. Who knows the plan of God? Only God knows. Only God knows what's gonna happen tomorrow and the next day and the next day. So, therefore, David, in creation, man used to marry their cousins. Hear this. Sometimes, for me, I would marry my cousin.
Show me in the Bible where God says that it's okay. You can't find this. Now,
No. It doesn't.
Last practical scholar.
It's not in this. Watch out.
ChatGPT can help you.
Look.
ChatGPT.
Yeah, he's marrying his cousin.
Yeah, Jacob married cousin.
Jacob married to Leah and Rachel. Leah, the daughter of his uncle Laban.
Yes.
Leah was the older sister and Rachel was the younger sister.
See? Thank you, brother. See?
Where did God tell him to do that? Where did God tell him to do that?
God did. No.
Exactly. That's my point. Now, hold on. Here's the last one. Here's the last one.
God never tell him to do it.
You're talking to me. So, the last scholar, Ibn Kathir, he says the following. You can talk to him afterwards. He says, the ladies from among your first cousins who emigrated along with him. The words who emigrated with you do not mean that they accompanied the Holy Prophet in his migration journey, but that they also had migrated in the way of Allah for the sake of Islam. The Holy Prophet was given a choice to marry any one of them he liked. Accordingly, in AH7, he married Hadrat Habiba. Incidentally, in this verse, it has been elucidated that the daughters of the one's paternal and maternal uncles and aunts are lawful for a Muslim. That's a big deal. In regards to Islamic law, is different to both the Christian law and from the Jewish law. Pay attention to this one. According to the Christian ones, one cannot marry a woman whose line of descendant joins one of his own anywhere in the last 7 generations.
According to Christians, they're not allowed.
According to Ibn Kathir. Right? Now, and among the Jews, it is permissible even to marry one's real niece, i.e., the daughter of one's brother or sister. And then he says somewhere that basically Islam comes to be the middle ground between the two extreme positions. But all I'm here to state is that the idea is that from 3 of your scholars, I will even read Maududi if you want, from the 20th century. It appears that the standard here is that you are allowed to marry your cousin. Allah made it halal. Now, you need to explain, was it made halal because Allah did not know the consequences, or he knew them, and instead of doing anything to stop it? Because, for example, alcohol is haram because it causes harm to the body. Well, incest causes harm to your offspring. So if Allah knows so well about the human condition, the human body, when he bans alcohol, he should also ban incest, but he doesn't. Is it because he's wicked and knows and wants you to suffer, or because he didn't know?
Everything. Too much of everything is not good for us. No, Allah allowed these things to happen. Who knows the will of God? Now, look at it from a science point of view, and you know this too. When the bloodline is too close, the baby can come out certain way. You see it happen. But sometimes the bloodline is close, and a cousin married, and the baby come out perfect. Who knows the will of God? It happens. It happens, David, sometimes. You ready? No, it happens. It happens sometimes. Who knows? I don't know. It happens. Sometimes cousin married cousin, they get married, they have kids, the kids come out disabled. Sometimes they get married, the kids come out good, nothing wrong with the kids. Who knows? God allow these things.
Been for God, with God.
God allow these things to happen. I don't know. But God's allow it. If me now go and marry my cousin, God allow it. God don't tell myself to do it, but God's allow it. That's what I'm saying. So it's okay to marry the cousin. Many men, many women are doing it now. They get married and baby come out alright. But for me, I would marry one of my family member. I wouldn't do that. But it's true. I believe in what the Quran said is okay for marry the cousin. Can you imagine this? Suppose it's only one woman on the face of the earth and God want to populate the earth. Wouldn't you marry the cousin? Wouldn't you marry the cousin, David? Wouldn't you marry one of your cousins?
No.
You know you wouldn't.
No.
Brother,
if she's the only woman on the face of the earth. Only God knows.
So summarize your arguments.
Only God knows.
Summarize your arguments.
Only God knows.
You're appealing to mystery.
Only God knows.
Now, you see, here's the issue. Now, you can. The problem with appealing to mystery is that you can then falsify anyone's belief. Because you can't talk to a Hindu and tell them that they're wrong, and they'll reply to you, only God knows. Right? And then the conversation ends there. You have a mind. You think critically. Use it for yourself. If a God is telling you that it's okay to marry your cousin, and you know full well that even according to the National Institute of Health, cousin marriage results in at least a 300% higher likelihood of being born with a defect. When you say they come out fine, just because they don't have any physical deformity. They can have mental deformities. They can even have higher increases of congenital heart failure, or diabetes, or a list of other.
So this is the reason why. This is the reason why. This is the reason why in Africa, when a man and a woman they get together, they test.
So are you saying that Africans know better than Allah?
No. They test first if they got the same blood type.
So Africans know better than Allah?
Come on. Sickle cell. Sometimes it don't. It does happen.
So Africans know better than Allah, is what you're saying?
Any other Muslims?
From creation, man and marry their cousins.
They marry their cousins without consulting God. They just did it.
God allow it.
No.
And also men married more than one wife.
There's a difference here.
And don't consult God.
Okay.
Same way, and
So
God allow it.
here is my issue with that reasoning.
Go on now.
People, for example, before I understand that, for example, apparently Islam forbids cannibalism. Apparently, right? I haven't seen a source for it, but apparently it does. Okay.
Cannibalism, where you eat
Yes. So when you eat the flesh of something of your own species,
Right.
whether dead or alive. Okay. So apparently Islam outlaws cannibalism. Now, cannibalism that happened before Islam came, was it halal?
Cannibalism, man, I don't know about that.
No, wait.
don't know about
Here's the problem. Any act of cannibalism that allowed before Islam came and outlawed it. Wait. Oh, okay. All right. So what you just told me is that there are certain actions that are just wrong, no matter if they are done before a law is outlined or if they're done after the law is outlined. So I will make the same accusation for incest. Before or after, it's still wrong.
There are things in life.
And so again, the examples you have in the Bible. Wait, no. This is important. The examples that are in the Bible are individual instances.
Right.
In the Quran, believing men, believing women. That's all y'all.
There are things in life. It's just
Use your brain.
Mother nature.
Use your brain.
No. There are things in life. It's this mother nature. A man nature. So, if a man want to marry his cousin, a man don't have to seek Allah permission. A man just can marry his cousin, just as how Jacob.
And that's what happened in the Bible.
Just as how Jacob married
Now,
his two
when Allah
cousins.
makes it halal, what's He doing?
So God allow it. But it is not heal, but that
God
is
allows
will,
it because we have
but
free
God's
will.
Allow it. Yeah,
Okay,
we
great.
have free will.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Now,
we have free will,
when
so
He
God allow
makes
it,
when He makes it permissible for the entire ummah, what's He doing there?
Therefore, in Islam, when a man says, okay, it's okay to marry your cousin, there's nothing wrong with it.
There is nothing wrong with
Because
it.
from creation, man was marrying cousins from way back creation.
Not always,
There's
just
nothing wrong with it.
some people, not always. Only some people. Therefore, when you allow it for an entire population, you're cruising for a bruising. Imagine what will happen in 300 years from now. If this carries on.
Look.
Luckily, with the advances in modern science, it's been decreasing.
Look.
However, it's still a thing in many parts of the world.
No, in the world, when so many human beings on the face of the earth, for me, I can't talk about myself. I want to talk about myself.
So should we remove that verse
No.
from the Quran?
Why?
Now it's useless.
Make it stay.
But it's useless.
Make it stay. For me, I would marry my cousin. But if a man want to go and marry their cousin, no problem. I have no problem with it. Exactly, I don't have no problem with it.
You have no problem.
No, I don't have no problem. Why would I have a problem when God don't have a problem with it?
Well, maybe because you know better than God.
You have to. You can marry.
You see?
I already specified that Allah made it halal. I didn't say that He made it obligatory.
Same like a full woman.
Same like a 4 wife.
Again, that's also dumb. A man should not have 4 wives.